Hi everyone, it's Matt Hetherington back from MHTableTennis.com with the third and final review in the Vyzaryz series from Joola. Check out my channel for the hybrid and freeze ones I've done already. This one is on the Trinity. It's been much awaited. I've had lots of comments from you guys asking when I'm going to do it, so sorry for the delay, but I finally put the video together. Now, the Trinity is the X3 carbon composite, so you've got limba layers of softer wood, but an interesting interwoven carbon. There is ALC and ZLC, or PBO-c carbon, as it's branded by Joola, woven together. And so one's on the vertical weave and one's on the horizontal weave, so they kind of crisscross each other. And it's created a very interesting racket, and one that I was very eager to try out, obviously after trying the other two. I've heard some very positive things from the players who've tried it, even the likes of Thiago Monteiro from Brazil, who's loved the Trinity, Daniel Harbison. Those players have been using the Trinity as well, so was very eager to try it out. Now, straight away, it felt to me like it would suit my game. I got a very good feeling about it early on. I tried the hybrid, which was a PBO-c and super PBO-c, and it didn't quite have the elasticity that I like, or like the reverb feeling in the blade. It was a little bit on the stiff side, and you get that with a lot of ZLC blades, or PBO-c and super PBO-c blades. And so I was eager to try this out because of the mix of ALC in there, which is usually a little bit more flexible. And it produced something quite unique, and I really felt as I tried the drills that it was kind of the best of both worlds. You got benefits of having both of those carbon weaves in there together. And one thing that stood out for me was the power, and it was not just close to the table countering, but at the mid distance and further back, I was able to play with a reasonable amount of power and speed. For me, it was definitely the most powerful out of the three blades. And I definitely felt, for me as someone who plays mid distance and sometimes stays in and counters close, that it had the best range out of the three blades. I could play with a lot of speed and acceleration and power close, mid distance, and far back from the table. And you get the sense that the blade does a lot of the work for you. The kick that comes off that the blade is really strong. It can be a little bit hard to handle in the beginning. It takes a few angle adjustments, especially when you're playing topspin. But when I was doing the opening drills against backspin, on both the steadier openings and the more powerful openings, both were very effective. I was able to get a lot of rotation. I played a little game of try to hit through Judy, which was good fun. Of course, if she got a racket to it, the ball came back pretty quickly, so placement is very important when you're playing with a very high-powered racket. But when I was playing slow and spinny, there were a lot of times when she struggled to block that. And I was using Rhyzer50 Pro on the forehand and 48 on the backhand. During those drills where I was playing an opening ball, the openings were very steady. I very seldom missed my first opening, so I felt good about the consistency and the ability to get good topspin on the slower ball. But then I was able to really step it up and play a lot more powerful shots against topspin and backspin, some early in the bounce, some a little bit further from the table. So the range of the racket I found was really impressive. It was the blade which stood out to me as one that I really would consider switching to. I was kind of on the fence about maybe whether I would try the hybrid, but after trying the Trinity, if I was going to switch from my current setup where I'm using the Rossi Emotion, then the Trinity it's very close to me making the decision to. So if you're a player who likes to play aggressive off both wings and attacks close, mid, and far from the table at different times during the game, then the Trinity is definitely a blade that you could try out. definitely worth checking out. Very much enjoyed trying the Trinity blade, and of course also trying out the Freeze and the Hybrid. It was great to see some new innovations coming from Joola, and I'm sure there will be many more product innovations on the way. So thank you for those of you who joined me for this review. If you haven't checked out the other two, head over to my YouTube channel. They're right there at the top, and you can look at those as well. And hopefully I'll be back with some more reviews in the very near future. Thank you guys for joining me again for this series of Vyzaryz blade reviews.
Okay.